Welcome back to the Journey to the FarLands. All right. Let's see here. What have I got? Bunches of stuff. All right. I don't know why I look at that every time, but I do. All right. What do we got going on here? Not much. Okay. Block that off. Find west. That's not west. That is. And head onwards to the FarLands. All right. Well, here we are. And this is one of those oddball times when it is both morning and evening at the same time. That's because in real life it is evening. We're talking about Thursday evening, the 11th of January. And in Minecraft, of course, it is morning. Specifically, it is the morning of the 426th Minecraft day since leaving spawn, episode 140. And yeah, moving on, walking to the FarLands, raising money for Child's Play charity along the way, and generally enjoying the wonderful craziness of Minecraft beta terrain generation as I travel. And yeah, let's see, the size of the world this morning, or evening, however you wish to call it, is 5,137.52 megabytes. Oh, and I was just about to think, gee, I got past the cow without it moaning at me. So much for that. Anyway, proceeding onwards here. And I don't know, this is one of those days where, well, you know how it is. You go to do something and it's a thing that involves talking and you don't know what... I was going to try and take a boat and go around, but there's no point because a round filled in on me. When I last looked, there was nothing there. Anyway, you're doing something that involves doing a lot of talking off the cuff, and you're getting ready to go, and you don't know what you're going to be talking about or what you're going to say about whatever. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I want to get the episode done. I want to progress. But what I'm going to be talking about through the episode is, at the moment, a complete mystery. Cheap chicken. I need more feathers. And then, of course, I'm going to need to reacquire gravel because last episode at the beginning, I threw away a stack of gravel thinking, oh, well, I don't need this. Not realizing that I had collected it for a reason. So that I could harvest up a bunch of flint and make new arrows because I've got like 30 of them left. And while I don't really use a whole lot of arrows, I want to have at least a stack on me. A full stack, that is. Anyway, so I guess that's what I'm doing here. Let's see. I've been doing a fair little bit between live streams and videos. I've actually made my goal of starting a live stream by 1 p.m. my time. Several of the last several days. And, of course, yesterday I didn't because I had to take the day and spend it over in the doctor's office and all of that. And that was just a regular checkup kind of appointment. But you know how that goes. You go in there, and even if you arrive for your appointment 20 or 30 minutes. Shut up, will you? Even if you arrive 20, 30 minutes early, you get in there on schedule, on time, and so on. You ever notice that once you get into the actual exam / consultation room, whatever they want to call it, that once you get in there and say, the doctor will be with you in just a minute, 45 minutes later, the doctor comes in, how you doing? Oh, I had a good nap. I mean, I don't blame the doctors. They're busy people, and I get the distinct impression that they're generally overbooked. It's pretty much a thing these days. Everybody that has their business scheduled by appointments is pretty much overbooked always anymore. Okay. Enough of this noise. I've got a bunch of extra cobble. I'm just going to pillar my way up over this mess. Yeah. Instead of walking around it, I will go over it. There, that's much better. Anywho. The silence of the cows. I would like to hear the silence of the cows. It sounds like that could actually maybe be a horror movie. I don't know. Just a little bit of weird association going on here. And, I don't know. I guess I'm feeling generally kind of rambling today. And, yeah. Well, in live streams, I was, let's see, I had I think a day or two in which I was getting caught up on some overdue stuff in my single player world. A place that I haven't visited very much in entirely too long. And I'm gearing up for a return to that on at least a weekly basis. Because, yeah, you don't want to leave that behind. I don't want to leave it behind. I am not even close to thinking about being ready to say I'm done with that world. No. Because while it's the very first Minecraft world I made, and that makes it like 7 years old and so on, I don't want to start over. I don't like starting over, for one thing. And besides which, there is a certain sentimental value, too, of a world like that. Anyway, so I actually got some useful progress done in that world on live stream. Working on a project that I had started quite a long time ago, and it's one of those, you know, is that, well, I'm going to work on this off camera because it's going to take forever and whatnot, and so on and so forth. And yeah, well, it took a really long time, I'll say that much for it. But I'm almost to the point where I'm ready to start continuing. And I want to make it a point not to let something like that put the world in the back burner for any length of time. And let's see, what else was I doing? Oh yeah, working on some stuff in Creativerse. I've been getting back to that as well. Creativerse, as you may recall, is that's the game I was playing when I was trying to live stream the day that the heart attack became a thing. And I finally got back to that world and working on assorted stuff and things and whatnot there. Well, what a revolting development. It looks like in addition to an overnight thing, I'm going to have to dig into my supplies and see if I have anything to eat. I don't want to go around, walking around 2 hearts down for any longer than I have to. Not that it's probably going to matter, but it's the principle of the thing. Okay. Well, I have a bowl of mushroom stew. Boink. Alright. And throw that away. Alright. A nice beachside stop. Okay. Progressing onward. Making sure that I'm still going in the right direction. Taking an opportunity here to farm up some gravel. Oh, come on, Minecraft. Well, somebody's gone all zombie. Get a little bit of flint, get a bunch more gravel that I can work on for farming flint later. On the other hand, if I'm going to do the gravel thing, I ought to do it out of the water. Yeah. Gravel Beach to the rescue. Yeah. How am I doing here? I've got over almost 2 stacks of gravel and 5 more flint. I'll tell you what. I'm going to bring it up to 2 stacks. That's 61, 62, 3, 4. There. There. I've got a good bunch of supply, a lot more than I'm probably going to need. I'll be able to place and re-shovel up this gravel many times before it's finally gone. And that will give me a really good supply of flint for making arrows with. All I need now is chickens. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I had gotten back into Creativerse, and I've spent a good bunch of time in that Creativerse over the last few days since the live stream. And the structure I was working on building then is actually getting close to thinking about being like it might even be finished. It isn't actually, but it's getting close to that. And I think it's actually looking kind of good. And I can't wait to see how it turns out when it actually is finished. Because, like I said, I'm surprising myself in the fact that the structure actually looks pretty good. In spite of the fact that I have never thought of myself as an awesome, great builder or anything like that. And Nobody has ever accused me of being such. But this thing actually turned out pretty good. And I'm going to be working on it some more in an upcoming episode of Creativerse, which might be live the day this video is. I don't know. I think, actually, yes, I think so. And then the day after that, of course, the Direwolf 20 Season 7 pack. Having a lot of fun with that. With the Minecraft 1.7.10 versions of assorted mods and stuffs and things and whatnots. There is a lot of fun potential in all that. How am I for wood? I could probably stand a little bit, and I know I need flint. I mean, some sheep, some wool, a little bit of that white stuff. Yeah. And I thought of that because I saw these guys up here. Yeah, there we go. I'll take that. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, another bit of fun that I've been having, and this is fun in the air quotes variety, is dietary fun. This is the thing where, since I was in the hospital, both while I was there and since I have come out of there, anytime I talk to someone medical, the subject of diet comes up. But they're not talking about diet as in losing weight. They're talking about diet as, oh, wow. Pardon me. This, okay, that's a screenshot right there. That's great. That is fantastic. All right, now we hold shift. And we look down here and see that, no, that doesn't go all the way to the ground. Neither does that. Yeah, here we go. Oh, man. Okay. Can anybody tell me you wouldn't want to build something in all of this awesomeness? Wow. There is a lot of that going on. Yeah. Complete with waterfall from a strange mountain spring. Yeah. That would be an amazing place to build. I'm not entirely sure what, but oh man, if I found a place like that in my single player world, I'd spend 20 or 30 episodes there. Yeah. Definitely, there is so much potential in that. And for that matter, there's potential right there. In this little cave opening where the cow's hanging out. Shut up. Yeah. Not hanging around here now. And oh, by the way, I don't need that. I hear the skeletons. Yeah. Now that was a really cool bit of terrain there. The kind of thing that you don't really see too much in modern Minecraft terrain generation. At least ways I don't recall seeing that sort of thing in modern Minecraft terrain generation. But that's all right. No, but the dietary fund I was talking about, one of the thing that people are talking to me about now, ever since the heart attack, is you got to get on a low sodium diet. Low sodium diet. And that's what everybody wants to talk, is low sodium diet. And I have come to the conclusion that an actual low sodium diet, in addition to tasting bland, to say the very least, bland and boring, and yuck, to say a little bit more than the very least, is that I've done a lot of looking up, a lot of researching on Google and whatnot about low sodium diets, menus and recipes and stuff like that. And inevitably, without fail, the low sodium diets are very, very high in carbohydrates. And carbohydrates is like lesson 1 on how to become a really big fat person. And I don't want to do that. I'm too close to being that now. Well, let's be totally honest. I'm already seriously overweight. And these folks want me to eat a diet that is constructed largely of carbohydrates and such like, all in the name of avoiding excessive amounts of sodium. And I've been trying to heed their advice. And like I said, I've spent a lot of time looking up recipes, trying to find low sodium recipes that I can both afford and tolerate the idea of eating. And while I can find stuff that I can afford, finding stuff that I'm willing to eat more than once is another question entirely. Spider, we don't want to hear it. Okay, get up here. Get away from the edge before the evil chicken comes along and pushes me off. Oh, you cheap so-and-so. Yeah. Okay. Well, so that's kind of an adventure. If what they served while I was in the hospital is any example, then low sodium diets are going to be among some of the worst tasting or most tasteless things ever. Oh. Let's see, can I make it down in one intact piece? bad choice here, but there's always this one. And that one doesn't even go all the way around. How about this? I'll just make my own stairway going down. There. Okay. Let's see if I can avoid climbing into another situation like that. Yeah. I mean, I have made progress in the low sodium thing. I have successfully curtailed severely my use of the salt shaker. As in most meals these days, I don't even reach for it. Now, once in a while, I will, just simply because something is so flat tasting that it's ridiculous. But for the most part, I'm not reaching for it anywhere remotely as much as I used to. And I used to reach for it a lot. I mean, salt is my all-time favorite spice in all the world. You know, it just is. And I'll give you an idea. I have been known to salt French fries in a fast food place, knowing full well that they apply salt in the making and preparation. I have been known to salt them myself. I have been known to salt potato chips because I love salt. It is a great, fantastic spice. It's very simple and plain and whatnot, and I know a lot of people will think, hey, you want a fantastic spice, get this, that, and the other. Oh, you have no idea. Just think about salt. It is definitely the great spice. I mean, wars have been fought over it. People have sailed around the world looking for it and stuff like that. And so, you know, what the heck? I like it. I always have. Even more than sugar. And I'm the guy that when I was a kid, I used to snitch the sugar right out of the sugar bowl on the table. And I got in trouble for doing that so many times. But you know something? I never ever got in trouble for, or caught, more likely. I learned from the sugar, but I also never got in trouble for, and I never got caught doing the thing where I grabbed the salt shaker and upend that thing into my hand and just make myself a snack out of that. Because salt is great. Let's use this ton of cobble here. There. So, yeah. But in spite of this great love for salt, I am slowly and surely adapting to the idea that I don't need to add it to literally everything. It's not what I would call an adventure in great taste. And there are times when I look at the salt shaker and I think, all that wonderful potential for taste, and it just sits there in the glass salt shaker. unused. And besides that, even before the heart attack thing, I had started backing down on how much salt I was using. A couple of years ago, I started doing a thing where when I get a box of salt, I write the date on it when I open it. And when I found myself going through a 1-pound box of salt in less than 3 months, all by myself, because there's nobody here but me, I realized I kind of needed to back off. And I've been working on that. It was a long, slow process that was peppered, as it were, with moments of frustration and defiance and so on. But I got there. The box of salt sitting in my kitchen right now is one that I opened in the middle of January of 2017. I've actually made it last a year, and it's still almost half full. So I have made great strides of reducing my salt intake, even before the heart attack situation and people start talking about it. But they don't want to hear about that. What they want to hear is, yes, I'm doing a low sodium diet. What they don't understand is that compared to what I used to do, what I'm doing right now is a low sodium diet, a very low sodium diet. All right, let's get a light up in here as soon as I can, because I know how dark this is going to look on YouTube. Okay, close this up. Get another light in here. Okay. First priority, put down the bed. And let's get this down here. And see how much I can make in the way of arrows. Probably no more than 5. Well, 5 craftings, I should have said. Okay. Get some boats. 4 should be more than enough. That wasn't what I meant to throw out. And then let's get the beds. Oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, well, get this collected. And there. Alrighty. Well, thanks for watching, and thanks for putting up with my rambles and so on. And who knows, my salt adventure will probably continue. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.